Here we are, game one, and year two for you and 70 for the organization. How are you feeling this morning?
Just excited. It's like, a little kid, you wake up for Christmas, everybody's excited. Excited to watch our group compete and play. That's really it.
Ask you a couple of player-specific questions. Starting goaltender,
Dev's going tonight.
We talked with Jason Carmanos earlier in the summer, and I asked him, what does Devin need to prove? And he said it's not necessarily what he needs to prove, it's just he needs to play. Do you see his development the same way?
Yeah, I think for a goalie, it's a unique situation. You got to play games. I really believe it's about starts. You look at the goalies in the NHL that are starting goalies, besides like the Vasilevskis, there's certain guys in certain categories, but if you look at the goalies that are successful NHL goalies, like they get a lot of starts in the minor leagues, and everybody's path is different, especially for the goaltender position. I think for Dev, I think it's just playing games, and whatever happens to that is keep getting better at your craft. And Dev, I think, has matured a lot and just controlling what he can control. And when he's here, he's all in and wants to win for the team. I think that's what I appreciate about him the most. And he's going to get a chance to play a lot while he's here.
You got a lot of second-year players that I assume the expectation is for them to grow, the Oslins, Wahlbergs, Hellenius of the world. How important is it with the makeup of this year's offense for them to take a step forward?
Yeah, it's a unique situation where you look at our top six. It's different around the league. Like, we're playing an opponent tonight where their top six they don't have a lot of prospects. So their guys have played in the NHL 400 or 500 AHL games, and you look at ours. We have an 06 and an 04 that, and Wally and Rosie, they're still really young. Our top six is really young, and they're going to be put in a position to produce. And now it's up to them to be consistent in their game, because their role is different now. We had a little bit more vets in our top six last year, so now the consistency that they're going to have to play with night in and night out is going to be elevated. I mean, any team, you look at what happens in the NHL, any team, your best players ultimately carry you they got to produce. So these guys are going to be put in positions to produce and have to produce, especially on the power play, and they're going to be given every opportunity. Now they got to take advantage of that.
Even some of your leaders are young. I want to ask you about Zach Metza. Him being captain, he's the fifth youngest captain in the last 30 years for this organization. Why is he the one with the C?
Well, I think you look at his track record. I spoke on it last year. Was drafted by 4 USHL teams, goes to college as a walk-on, doesn't play forward, plays defenseman, wins a national championship, which is really hard to do. He's a captain of that team. He's just a winner. He's a really selfless player. He's here for, there's a lot of different things that you look at, but when I thought about just who I wanted to have as a captain, and there's other guys that were really close and deserving, Mats is a great representation of our team, how I want the team to play, and goes about it probably. Everybody's just got to be themselves. I think Mats is really comfortable. I think sometimes in leadership, what hurts. I've seen it before. I think Yabo last year struggled with this at times, the pressure that he put on himself. I think it affected his game. And Mets is comfortable nothing's really going to change. He's just wearing the C on his jersey now. Like, I don't expect anything now he's going to give some pregame speech before the game because he's captain. He's just going to be himself. And that's what you have to do when you're in the leadership position. The best form of leadership is being yourself, and we're really excited about Mets.
I know you can't get into specifics, but is there anything different at all in the game plan from last year to this year?
No. Honestly, Danny, it's a great point. Like, we respect our opponent. I know their coach. He's a really good coach. Toronto always has a really good team, but tonight you just got to focus on your team game. I'm not worried about the guys making mistakes. Everybody's going to be nervous. Mistakes are going to happen. I just want our team to play hard. That's it. Like I'm not worried about what the score says at the end of the game. If we play the right way and we give ourselves a chance, Dev plays good, but more to start the season is keep building our team identity of what we want to look like on the ice.
Thank you for the season.
Thank you.
Matthew, you have any questions for Mike Leone?
Hey, Mike. I wanted to ask also about Devin a little bit, and just what you've noticed in the last few weeks as he gets ready for this season. Obviously, there was a lot of movement at the NHL level with goalies coming in and out, and just what kind of headspace he's in embracing, this opportunity to be in the AHL again.
If there was a poll, he's up here of where his space is. The maturity that he's shown, it's easy to. I completely understand what you're saying. Like you see, we sign a goalie this and this, and he's probably thinking a million things. Dev hasn't mentioned it one time. He's had a great week of practice, and all he's focused on is winning here. I think that's what I appreciate the most about Dev. He's come a long way, even from the start of last year. I've only coached him for now 1 year, but he's in a great space, and it's a lot easier said than done in controlling what you can control, because it's really easy to, when you go home at night and you're by yourself and you're thinking about all these things. Well, he's just worried about the process. And, okay, this is where I am right now. I'm going to do the best job I can for the Rochester Amherst to help them win games. And he's in a great spot. He looks really good. There are some areas of his game I think he wanted to work on this summer where he needed to be better at. I think it looks really good right now. And we're excited to have him.
Do you kind of have that similar challenge with everybody on the roster that's like fighting to get NHL time when there's just a ton of injuries, on the Sabres right now? And so probably everybody's kind of thinking like, could I be next? Could I be next? But you also have to be where your feet are and try to win a hockey game.
Yeah, and I think, Matt, we've done a really good job of that, even going back to last year of like, if you're here, we're playing Amherst hockey. And I think the biggest thing is you have to be playing well. You have to play every NHL team right now is, I know it's early, but like, it's really important to get off to good starts, and coach is going to play who he trusts and guys that are responsible, reliable. So it's really important for even our young kids, like I mentioned, that are playing in the top 6 roles. Yes, they have to produce here, but you also have to play the game the right way. You can't just cheat the game for offense, play poke and hope hockey and hope I'm going to get a bunch of points and I'm going to get called up. It doesn't work like that. They got to make sure that they're playing to their strengths, to their identity, and doing the things that are non-negotiable here. And just excited for the young kids to get the opportunity in play. And I think everyone's in a really good space. The young guys, I thought, had a really good training camp, and I'm just excited to watch them play tonight.
What'd you notice about the step Consta Hellenius took over the summer and in training camp, coming into this year?
Yeah, I think you saw it last year in playoffs. I think when he's playing physical, his play away from the puck, his ability to forecheck. I think the couple first preseason games he had 7 or 8 hits. I think when he's understanding now that every young kid comes in the league and they want to score and they want to get a bunch of points, but Consta really worked hard, and we were really hard on him in the areas away from the puck and his details in his game, whether it's tracking back in our own zone, being responsible in our own end, and giving him the freedom offensively, because he is really gifted to make plays. And I think he carried it over, had a really big summer. I thought he was great in preseason, had a huge impact on all the games. And he's just got to keep taking steps. That's what it's all about for him and every other young player that we have.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Tyler, you're up for Mike Leone.
Morning, Leo. Thanks for your time today. Wanted to ask one question on Levi. Obviously, you played a couple preseason periods. Obviously, small sample size, only took, I think it was 11 total shots. But what did you like about his game in the 2 periods that he got in?
Yeah, I think Dev, I'm not a goalie coach, but I have me and Shane will talk a lot. I think there's plays when you saw him get called up in the NHL, those plays that are it's not so much fighting through traffic. Like there's a lot of, I guess you would say, Dev is probably undersized when it compared to other NHL goalies, but it's not overextending yourself in those situations, putting yourself out of the net where it's not really the first shot, it's the second and third opportunity where he's trusting his feet, he's staying on his feet, and he's reading the play rather than chasing the game as a goalie. And I thought he did that at camp, and he's been working really hard on it. I think that's a big part of Dev's game that needs to improve, and I think he knew that going into the offseason, and I think he's done a great job the time he got in the preseason, and we're seeing that practice. So I'm excited to see those developments for him play out.